The Emerald Grove's glory days are long over, but do you realise just how big it actually used to be? When you walk around the Grover's Tav, don't you think it's weird how the entire hollow has been inhabited by the tieflings, but there's no actual druids walking around that area? Instead, they stay near the sacred pool. Well, in the past, there were plenty more druids who would have completely filled out the entirety of the grove. By the time Tav has arrived, Zevlor is set up in the ritual room, and the other tieflings and mercenaries have made camp in the main hollow area. However, if you look on the floor, you can see that there are areas marked out by specific stone circles and symbols. These, I believe, are what were once classrooms for druids of ages past. Now, in Baldur's Gate 3, we know that Ketheric hates druids and will never underestimate them again because they were half of the force that annihilated his first attempt to spread his evil with his Sharon forces. A lot of druids got wiped out in this attempt, and I believe, before they launched war on Ketheric, the entire grove was much more of an academy for druids. There would have been younger druids, initiates, acolytes, as well as those who had risen to the status of what we now know Halsin is, so leaders and authorities and teachers. But because Ketheric wiped out a vast amount of the druids during the war, now that Tav enters, the Emerald Grove is a shadow of its former self. The areas that would otherwise be filled with bustling initiates and eager teachers are now completely empty, which is why the tieflings were able to move in and why there are so few druids by the time Tav makes it to the sacred pool. I would have loved to see what the grove was like in its glory days, along with the Selûne temple that's nearby, but I guess you can't have everything. If you want to know more niche Baldur's Gate 3 lore, then drop me a follow as I drop a new video on Baldur's Gate 3 lore every single day.